137-acre farm that was started by a fellow named Samuel Dale.
You can ring my bell. Good morning and welcome to Union County, and I'm here today with Day Hike Dave, and we are at the Dale's Ridge Trail. And the backstory of this hike is that we were both attending Tony from Random Adventure 2.0's creator and fan meetup at Knoebels Park yesterday. Dave was nice enough to let me camp at a camp spot he found, a campground called Irish Valley Campground. Nice old school private campground, and it was quiet, and we had a nice evening. Me, Dave, and Cliff the Wandering Woodsman had a nice camp out last night. But it's the last day of my road trip, and I wanted to check this trail out. I passed through here a little while ago, and we're going to do this little 2-mile hike. This is a property of the Merrill Linn Conservancy, 137 acres, 2-mile loop, and we're going to check it out. So let's see what we see. Thanks for joining us. We do appreciate you. Now let's go hit that trail. So it's been mid-morning, about 10:30, and the parking lot has about room for 6 or 7 cars, and I've actually seen 2 people leave and 2 people pull up since we got here. So this might be one of those like fairly popular local parks, and we thought it was going to be kind of like nobody here really, but I don't know, maybe there's some interesting stuff to see. We'll let you know shortly. We'll take a look at this beautiful old house. Absolutely gorgeous. Got some gorgeous stonework here, some nice chairs. There's Dave having a nice seat in the rocking chair on the porch. Again, I really love the stonework. If you look at this window up here, kind of interesting the way it shapes in like that. I believe this building is a part of the Historical Society, and you can tell it's lovingly maintained. Beautiful restored cabin dating originally to 1789, the Kantz Druckenmiller cabin, and it was restored by the Kantz descendants in 1998. It was built as a frontier trading cabin on the Tuscarora Indian Path at Middle Creek. So we have some good fortune here on our little hike here today. I am here with Bruce Teeple, president of the Historical Society of Union County. And could you just tell us a little bit briefly in 60 seconds about the property here?
This is a 137-acre farm that was started by a fellow named Samuel Dale, and he had this house built in the 1790s. It took about 3 years to build it, and he engaged a crew of contractors. Now that was only half of the house. The side off to the right, the side on the left was added on about 30 years later. But it's all limestone. It was all quarried in the basement.
I love the stonework. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and they said there were 2 different contractors. You could tell by the styles of the jack arches over the windows. But then we have a log cabin down here that was also dates from the same time period. Now log cabins took about 2 weeks to build, but that's with your friends, neighbors, and relatives helping. It took about 40 trees to build these structures. So there's always something to do with this property. And
137 acres
137 acres. We rent out the fields to the local Mennonite farmer up the road here. And then I'm going through some diaries now from the 1790s, early 1800s. It's written by people who lived in the region. There was a fellow named Flavel Roan. Now, Flavel Roan's sister was married to a guy named William Clingan, who was in the stone house right across Buffalo Creek.
Okay.
Or a creek for those of you who aren't from Philadelphia. But they're, and you'll hear all these stories from that time period, and they're engaging in social activities with the Dales and things like that. And the Dale family eventually, like a lot of Scots-Irish or Ulster-Scott families, ended up renting the farm out to tenant farmers, and they worked it up until 1929. And then the Engle family bought this and had it until roughly 1957. They had a dairy farm. That little building you see there was their dairy shed, where they processed milk products.
Okay.
Over here, this foundation here, there was a barn here from the 1790s, and then that was that came down, so they built another one, just recycled or repurposed, as we say today.
Sure.
The timbers from another barn brought it here, and then that collapsed in the 1990s from a snowstorm.
Cool, looks like a bell. You can ring my bell, ring my bell.
What great fortune and timing that we were here and we happened to run into the president of the Historical Society for Union County. And he gave us a little bit of a brief history of the property there. Super nice man, Bruce. And you could tell he's a wealth of knowledge. He could probably talk all day about properties and the history here. So we got another old foundation here I just showed you. It's turning into a really interesting experience here. Very cool. So there were 6 buildings in total over by the house, and one remnant of an older building dating to I think the late 1700s. And we're now beginning on the actual trail proper. It's going to be a mix here of fields and woods. We got these beautiful wildflowers though all along the trail. These flowers always pop up in mid-May here in Pennsylvania. Here we have the site of an old quarry on the property, and we're just above the house. And wow, this trail is really exceeding my expectations. Just one point of interest after another. We just passed another pastoral view of the farms and distant mountains, and these trails are just a profusion of these pink and purple and fuchsia colored flowers. And what do you think of this trail so far, Dave?
Oh, very nice. Something new around every corner.
Yeah, it's definitely exceeded my expectations, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this little walk here with Dave. We're coming out to a power line right of way now.
Variety of them.
We're just walking along the edge of this meadow, admiring the beautiful sky after days and days of rain. A glorious day out here today in beautiful scenic Pennsylvania. And just like that, back in the shade of the forest. Feels good. Super nice, easy 2-mile loop. If you're in the area, it's worth checking out the historical property and going for this little walk. And we're only at about the halfway point, but yeah, pleasant surprise here. This trail, this view, it's an example, a perfect classic example of what nature adventure discovery is all about. Finding these type of hidden gem places. Absolutely surprise trail of the year so far. Just a really impressive, for my money and my opinion, viewpoint there of pastoral farmland framed by 2 mountain ridges on either side, and you can see the topography of how it is here in central Pennsylvania with the mountains and then the valley and then another mountain. I think the kind of view that actually looks better in person than it's going to show on the camera. Right underneath this this tower for this power line, you have another view, you know, semi-marred by the power lines, but still pretty cool view of the countryside here with the mountain in the background. So me and Dave were just discussing the fact that the name of this trail is the Dale's Ridge Trail, and we realized that it's probably named after this ridge we're walking on. And we even have like another partial view here. Not a great one, but another little peek out into the countryside. I'll turn you around and show it to you. Just a little window peek. Somewhat overgrown. So we just came along these little steps, making a sudden sharp turn, heading down the hillside we've just been walking along, and I'm hoping this will take us down to Buffalo Creek, where we can get a shot of the stream. So we're down here now along the creek in these lowlands, walking on what's an obvious old road. We've seen the nice wetlands to our right, the creek to the left, more wildflowers. But we are getting pretty close back to the car now. So So we've finally made it back to the house, and they've opened up a few of the buildings. So as a finish to the video, we're gonna look around and show you some of the inside of this cabin, for example. Wow, so cool. Look at all these artifacts and exhibits they have housed in here. Totally awesome.
Potatoes and beans on the slope behind the barn, and a large vegetable and flower garden in front of the house. There we planted onions, carrots and lettuce, and herbs like parsley, sage, thyme, bay leaf, dillweed, and chives. In the large fields we raised corn, oats, wheat, sweet clover, and hay. These crops were needed to feed our dairy cows, horses, pigs, sheep, and chickens. Also, the corn and wheat was ground at the local mills to make cornmeal and flour.
We're now here in the basement of the house. They've opened it up, and we passed that old fireplace, and I can hear a presentation going on upstairs. This is just awesome.
But as you can see from this 1905 photograph, still intact. Serve not only as a wooden to revisitors and also has tables, library. At the same intention, it's made of sheepskin sewn against the wall. This development parchment was a time-honored way to preserve important practice, such as land transactions or
All right, my friends, that is going to do it from the Dale Ridge Trail here in Union County and the Dale Engle Walker House. Very surprisingly awesome place. It was a great time here, out here with Day Hike Dave. Thanks again for letting me stay at the campsite last night. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you have any comments or questions, let me know down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You know that. And I think that's about it. I got a long ride home. And yeah, but if you're in the area, Dale Ridge Trail, 2 miles, easy. I think the best part for me was the view and the house and getting to meet the president of the Union County Historical Society. Very nice man. What were your thoughts on the trail or favorite parts?
It exceeded anything I expected, but my favorite part was probably that view. The best vista there was.
Yeah, that
pretty amazing.
That was a good view. All right, guys. Until next time, I'll see you on the trail. Gator.